Alabama commits and targets are ready for fall visits with the Crimson Tide. Stick around. Let's talk some recruiting. This is Way Offsides. 3, 2, let's go. Hey, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever the case may be. Welcome to Way Offsides. Been putting out a ton of content, and finally, you get a recruiting video. I know you guys love recruiting. You love talking about recruiting. So here it is. Leave me a big roll tide in the comment section below. While you're there, go and like and subscribe. Do all the things. You can also find us on social media at Way Offsides. That's Way with 4 A's. Tell them, Skip.
Way, this is all caps, W-A-A-A-A-Y, Way.
Appreciate you, Skip. Way Offsides, easy to find. Make sure you hit the notification bell, leave a comment, like this video. Let's talk some recruiting. On 3, I want to be very clear. Like, this isn't my information. This is via On 3. Okay. So we're just going to talk about what's going on. I saw a very interesting post today from Andrew Bone in one of the boards, and he was talking about Jet Thamala, who is going to be visiting Alabama multiple times during the fall, and his relationship with certain recruits in this class already. I have been very big on relationships for Alabama, especially when it comes to recruiting. We've heard several recruits bring up those relationships, recruiting parents. Xavier Griffin was on with us, his mom, Jay Clay. I know I talk about them all the time, but it just really resonated that Alabama is about building the relationships first over the transactions. I know that is something that Kirby Smart has said out there at Georgia, but it is really doing well for Alabama right now, in a sense that the Tide have really locked in this class. It feels like most of these guys are locked. A lot of them have shut down the recruitment, and a lot of them will find themselves on campus this fall. And we're going to go through this list. It is not exhaustive. There will be changes. There will be more. There will be unexpected visitors. And I do think that Alabama potentially could have a couple of flips before it is all said and done, in a good way. And so we'll start off with ULM. That's Alabama's first home game on September 6th. Right off the bat, 5-star linebacker Xavier Griffin will be there, as well as Jamari Matthews. Both of those young men started their season over there in Gainesville, Georgia with the Red Elephants. They showed out. If you don't believe me, go check out Brett Greenberg's coverage on X. Absolutely showed out. We're lucky enough that one of our folks, we'll call him a field agent, will be over there at some point this year to see those guys play live. So we're looking forward to that. 5-star running back Xavier Crowell out of Jackson, Alabama. Obviously, he will be there for that game. Jet Thamala will be there with his family. What's interesting about Thamala is we had him on and we did an interview with him. Go check that out when you're done here. It was actually a really, really good interview. It's on the channel. Thamala talked about not shying away from the competition. Obviously, with Keelan Russell and Austin Mack still in the quarterback room, it's kind of stacked. And then you're bringing in Taden Kawa, and Thamala, pretty much his mindset is, if I want to be the best, I have to compete against the best. So so much so that he has already picked out roommates. I think Owen Cabell is one of those guys, and Cabell is also one of the guys who will be on campus for that ULM game as well. Kamarian Johnson, a guy I'm very excited about. This is a 4-star defensive lineman out of Muscle Shoals, really big guy. Just got done playing pickleball, so if I'm sweaty, I apologize. Tell me if you play pickleball below. Pickleball is a lot of fun. Anyway, Brett Fretwell, one of Alabama's latest commitments, a 3-star offensive tackle out of Georgia. He will be there for the ULM game. Zay Hall, Amari Saab, Xavier Saab. Yes, Keon's brothers. I did a video talking about both of them not too long ago. They will be on campus. Jack Brown, 27 top 100 tight end from Missouri, will be on campus for that game. And Carter Jones, 4-star interior offensive lineman out of Virginia. And Trace Washington, 27 linebacker out of Woodstock, Georgia. Now, moving on, you got some pretty big opportunities here to wow and impress, starting off early once a Big Ten opponent, Wisconsin, comes to town. That list is loaded to 5-star DB from out of Sprayberry High School in Marietta is going to be Jordan Edmonds. He'll be there. Xavier Crowell, He's going to be a very familiar face on campus this fall. He'll be there again. Brett Fretwell will be there. Zay Hall and Braden Gordon, who's a 27 class 4-star athlete out of Montgomery. Now, moving on to the Vandy game. I know. This one, Jaira Edwards, 5-star safety from St. Francis High School in Baltimore, will be there. Xavier Crowell will be there again. Kamari Marion Johnson will be there. Brer Fretwell will be there. Zay Hall, Owen Cabell, Ace Austin, 27 4-star cornerback out of Cincinnati, and JT Garassi. He is a 3-star tight end from New Jersey, will be at that game. Now, the big ones. The two biggest games I think that recruits are going to be at, obviously, Tennessee. Now, before we even go to this list, I'm reading these names off for a reason, and it's going to impact Alabama's recruiting, and I'll explain. So please make sure you stick around throughout the whole video. I know you guys hate ads. Just deal with it. Please trust me. You're going to want to hear what I have to say. Starting off, you get Jaira Edwards and Jordan Edmonds back on campus. Sadaria Morgan, 5-star wide receiver out of Benjamin Russell High School, will be there. Alabama commit. Xavier Griffin will be there. Jamarian Johnson will be there. Xavier Crowell will be there. Max Sutter will be there. Nolan Wilson, Zion Gibson, Kamarian Johnson, Jet Thamala, Bear Fretwell, Zay Hall, Owen Cabell. Now, those are all verbal commits right there that will be there. As well, you get Caden Henderson. He is a 27 class. He's a number 2 linebacker out of Tampa. That is somebody to be watching as we move into 27 class coverage. And Tavares Harrington, he is a top 200 or top 100 safety out of Mount Carmel High School in Chicago. Another big date will be November 8th when LSU comes to town. A lot of the same names, these Bama commits, these verbal commits, will be on campus. Are you seeing a trend here? You might be able to figure out what we're going to talk about. Jordan Edmonds will be back in town. Sadaria Morgan, Xavier Griffin, Jamarian Matthews, Xavier Crowell, Nolan Wilson, Zion Gibson, Kamarian Johnson, JJ Finch, 3-star defensive lineman, a newer commit to Alabama's 2026 class, Bear Fretwell, Zay Hall, Owen Cabell. Then you get Tyson Robinson out of Jackson, Mississippi. He's the number 2 running back in the 27 class. Monshun Sells, we've talked about him a lot. He's the number 3 wide receiver from Indianapolis in Indiana. He'll be on campus. Jake Hildebrand, offensive lineman out of Arizona, top 100 player in the 27 class. And then Caleb Elkins, he is also a 4-star safety out of Indiana. So, loaded list. We're not done yet. Let's talk Oklahoma, November 15th. A lot of the same names. A lot of the Bama guys will be on campus. Jordan Edmonds, Sadaria Morgan, Xavier Crowell, Zion Gibson, Kamarian Johnson, Brer Fretwell, Zay Hall, Owen Cabell, and Grant Haviland, 27 4-star tight end out of Milton High School, Georgia. And that is it right now. Now, I expect that list, again, to not be exhaustive. And Alabama's going to bring in a ton of other guys as we move forward, especially the LSU and Tennessee game. I think you're going to see it's going to be heavy on the 27 guys. And if there are guys that are looking to flip or potentially not comfortable with their verbal decisions, they may also pop up in Tuscaloosa. And one of those names that people are really excited about is Anthony Jones. Maybe Tristan Keys. We'll see how it goes throughout the season. I know Alabama wanted to get Tristan Keys on campus for a fall visit during a game. So we'll see how that goes. Now, what based off of what Andrew Bone is saying and just what that list tells me, and then hearing what we're hearing when we talk to recruits and talk to their parents on the channel, Alabama is building this like brotherhood mentality with this class. They're all visiting together multiple times. Freaking Xavier Crowell is going to be at every home game, it looks like. Sadaria Morgan's going to be at a couple, and they're all going to be together. And that's a big deal because that brotherhood, that building that, I mean, the chemistry already has started with this class. They already are working together and building that relationship, that galvanization that I always talk about, that they need to be successful when they get to Tuscaloosa and they face adversity when it's summer, it's hot, when they start classes, if they're not starting right away. They have this support system there already. Now, what's interesting is recruits, whether they're 26 class, 27 class recruits that are coming on campus and are undecided, or they're maybe wobbly on their verbal commitments, they're going to see that. And that is going to be a very real recruiting tool for Alabama. Like I said, every recruit we've talked to, even Nick Abrams, who ended up committing to Georgia. He talked about those relationships. Obviously, Xavier Griffin talked about it. Jet Thamala talked about it. Everybody we've talked to, and I mean, I've heard several other guys, Kamarian Johnson, talk about it. I've heard Jamarian talk about it. So I feel like that aspect of this recruiting class, that cohesion, that cohesiveness, I should say, is going to put them over the top. And then when people see that from the outside looking in, when you've got this group of guys who are already so close knit, that can be a recruiting tool for you as well, right? Hey, these guys are bonded. They're ready to go. I want to be a part of that, especially if you're on the sidelines or in the stands watching Alabama's offense go up and down the field against a Tennessee or an LSU. So I think something special is brewing with this class. I do think that there's going to be a couple of surprises. I'm not ready to say exactly who I think they are. It's not done. It's definitely not done. I think that there are some bigger names that have been associated with Alabama, and their recruitment's not all the way done. You can tell me who you think it is down in the comments below. But this is exciting because, man, that kind of fraternity amongst these guys who are all going to experience the same thing together for the first time, that having that kind of system, that kind of support system, whether it's for emotional support, physical support, whatever you need, accountability, that is only going to help Alabama in the long run when these recruits are, in their sophomore, junior years as well. Again, when you have a 27 guy or a 26 guy who's, again, not comfortable with this verbal, and they're visiting that weekend and going through all this with that clique, with that crew, with these diehard Gumps, if you will, these guys who are locked in with Bama, and they're going, hey, you see how he's got my back? You see how he's got my back? We're going to go through this together. You could be a part of this. That is a massively advantageous recruiting tool for Alabama. And I think it's going to pay off. I really do. Again, I want to thank On3 for that list. They didn't give it to me directly, but that is an exhaustive list and great work by them. I believe that was Andrew Bone that put that together. Fantastic work and reporting. I usually hate On3, but that's good stuff right there. Thanks for sticking around with me. I appreciate each and every one of you. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. As always, roll Tide. Yeah. Thanks for sticking around. Say your prayers, read your Bibles, wash your hands. Horns down, beat Auburn and LSU and Tennessee too. Roll Tide.